Hey everybody, this is Erica, the technology nerd, likes to film stuff, and this is one of those days where I just feel like turning on the camera and talking about something. So the question today is, why in the world do I have this many 3DS systems? So the TLDR here is that Nintendo has some inconsistencies with their quality control, especially in regards to their displays. But their handhelds are stupidly collectible, and don't you dare go out there trying to find the perfect 3DS. You'll end up with 1,000,000 of them. Well, 7 does not equate to 1,000,000, but it's close enough. The conclusion of the TLDR is that I'm really hoping that Nintendo has better quality control with the Switch and that there's no display lottery. What do I mean by display lottery? Well, Nintendo uses two different types of display technology, IPS and TN. And they use these two different display technologies while charging the exact same price, and there is no true and accurate way to test for which display that your unit has unless you open up the box. I don't know about you, but I don't like purchasing something and I don't know what's actually in it. And in my experience, the IPS panels are far superior because of the better viewing angles. That makes all the difference, and better contrast. Honestly, the TN panels all look pretty washed out. So in my quest to find the perfect 3DS, I have acquired several combinations. Some of these are dual TN displays on top and bottom, some are top IPS screens, and some are dual IPS screens. Those are the holy grails and the unicorns. Those are very hard to find. So I am running an experiment and I'm going to keep you all posted. The last unit I got myself, where is it? Is the Galaxy style 3DS XL. And when I opened the box, it had dual TN screens and the top screen looked really pretty bad and there was a lot of specks of dust underneath it as well. So I have already sent this out to Nintendo. And not only did I ask them to repair the display, I asked them if they could put dual IPS screens in this unit. So we'll see what happens. I will keep you guys updated on that. There is an option underneath Nintendo's website. If there's any dust or debris under your screen, just tell them. They'll take it back right away and replace your screens for you. I guess I had gotten to a point of acquiring so many 3DS units that I figured I would just send it to Nintendo to see if I could get what I want. So now for the collecting part, and also the admission of insanity. Don't do what I'm doing, just take your unit and send it to Nintendo and see if they'll fix it for you. So here are all my units, which ones they are, why I have them, and what is so wrong with them that possessed me to go get another one. First unit. Bought this because I wanted to game. I wanted to have some type of stress relief. This was actually the Pokemon 20th Anniversary Edition. And right out of the box, I was extremely happy to find that this is a dual IPS setup. So already, this is a unicorn right out of the box. I would have been just happy with it, but of course, there's a set of bruised pixels like right central in the middle of the screen. What the heck? And Nintendo, of course, just tells you that that's normal. But I knew that I was most likely not going to find dual IPS screens again, so I've kept it and I've played with it, I've dealt with it. But then Nintendo just had to release this black one on Black Friday. This has not been released in the United States. It was a Japanese region-locked thing only, and also Europe, I believe. So I jumped at the chance to get it. I actually had a chance to look at quite a few of them. All of them had TN screens. I was really hoping I could get some IPS screens. So then Nintendo just had to release this adorable Pikachu, Yellow Pikachu edition, and I'm a sucker for anything that's Pikachu. Put Pikachu on it and I buy it. It's not a good thing. This unit came out for Singapore and it's actually the same region as the United States. So I got 2 of them hoping that I would have IPS screens, and no IPS screens, just TN panels, though they're not that bad. I sold one of them and I kept this one. I kept this thinking that I would probably find an IPS screen on some damaged unit or something and just switch it out. That didn't end up happening. So one day I walked into a game store and they had this unit, which actually happened to be IPS. So I took this home with me, but upon further inspection when looking at this top screen, it is incredibly, terribly calibrated. It's got this really greenish, bluish tone to it. And the bottom is also of a totally different white point. So where I'd hoped I could switch this one into this one, I'm just like, no way. And of course I can't return it. So I figured that I would just sell it, until I found out that there's something wrong with the slot down here at the bottom. When you put a cartridge in, it gets stuck. The cartridge slot is a bit crooked, whatever. So I can't return it, don't want to sell it. My only choice now is to send it to Nintendo. So what unit is that? That's unit number 4. So at this point of having 4 units, I was just ready to just give up, not care anymore, that's it. I'm done with Nintendo. But then my husband had this bright idea that I go on eBay and search for a unit that the owner knows it has an IPS screen. So that's what I did. And that opened up a whole different universe of crazy. That is where I found this one. And actually, this is probably my favorite one so far. This is unit number 5. This is the Sol Galeo and Lunala. This came out for Sun and Moon. So this has a top IPS screen only. And actually, it's pretty nice, except for, of course, underneath the screen, it's got all kinds of gunk. I just tried to ignore the gunk. At least the screen looks pretty nice. The color temperature is quite bluish, but it's a lot better than some of the other units that look either really yellowish or greenish. Nintendo just doesn't seem to calibrate these displays at all. No 2 displays that I have seen so far look the same. They just don't. So this one right here is the least offensive. So by this point, looking for Nintendo 3DSs that are IPS online becomes sport. It's a guilty little pleasure of mine that I still do even now, even if I'm not intending to buy anything. So one day, I was typing in IPS, then dual IPS, and actually one came up, and that was this one. This is the Hyrule edition that was exclusive to GameStop. This one is dual IPS, top and bottom, the holy grail of 3DS units. It's got the best viewing angles. I asked explicitly, though, before buying it from the seller, are there any dead pixels? Is there any debris under the screen? Does it have any weird color tint to this? He's like, no, it looks great. So I get this thing, and of course there's stuff underneath the screen, right in the middle. What is wrong with you, Nintendo? So at this point, I'm just starting to accept that every single screen is different, and you really can't expect anything from these. Nothing can be expected. But at the same time, I started really enjoying just collecting them. Thanks a lot, Nintendo, for this obsession. And then lastly, unit number 7. I was out at Fred Meyer one stormy night just strolling around looking for nothing, absolutely nothing. And out of the corner of my eye, I see this. These have been out of stock forever. This is the new Galaxy style. So what do? I compulsively purchase it with the excuse that I can resell it very quickly if I don't like it because they're all sold out forever and ever. So I insist on opening this up at the register, and the first one I returned immediately because there was a bunch of debris underneath the touchscreen on the bottom. I don't know how it got through quality control. What again is wrong with you, Nintendo? So they're nice enough to let me have a second one. That one is a lot better. It's got some stuff underneath the screen on the top, but I figured, I can probably just take it and immediately sell it. And then I had the bright and brilliant idea of giving up on the search entirely and sending it in, seeing if they'll fix it for me. So I go home, I look online, I find out that if there's dust and debris under the screen, they'll take it back for you and will replace the screens. So that is what I did. This is already in the mail, on its way to Nintendo as we speak. I will tell you all what happens, but maybe and hopefully finally I will have my dual IPS unit that doesn't have dust under the screen, that has 2 panels that are the same color temperature. That's all I'm asking for. Don't bother going around playing with this crazy lottery. The screens are just one annoying component of the 3DS quality issues. Some of them have shoddy clicky hinges. Some of them have circle pads that are quite sticky and don't work properly. Some of them have poor build quality where their cases just don't fit together properly. Some have cartridge slots that just like to get jammed. But it's funny, with all of this being so infuriating, now I just enjoy collecting these things. You know there's got to be some type of special magic to a product if you become this infuriated but end up collecting, because otherwise they're just this good. The user experience is excellent. And these systems are just beautiful. So fool me once, shame on you, Nintendo. Fool me twice, shame on me. I should just create a museum at this point and have it as part of my set. By the way, this is just a temporary set, you guys. A boring, dreary curtain. So this was just my silly, random, fun video. Maybe I have helped you guys see how to stay away from obsession. Maybe I have encouraged you guys to start an obsession. I hope not. I will let you guys know the outcome of what happens with the Galaxy style. My bet is that it's going to come back with just TN screens that hopefully don't have any debris underneath. But you bet I'll be sending it back to them again. They're not going to like me soon. I'm probably going to send in a couple of these. So this has been Erica, the technology nerd likes to film stuff. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Hit the little notification bell so that you are notified of my newest videos. This has been my admission of insanity, and good night.